If you ask casual fans who the strongest presence in Kamogawa Gym is, they usually name the loud ones first. The fighters with the bigger statements, the sharper rivalries, the flashier personalities. But Hajime no Ippo keeps pointing us back to someone much quieter. Ippo Makunochi does not enter a room like a superstar. He enters sweating, thinking, hesitating, and working. That is exactly why he is easy to underestimate. He never feels like a man trying to dominate the story. He feels like the story's emotional center, whether he wants that role or not. And that is the first reason he is underrated. People see the surface. They miss the load he carries beneath it. The more time the story spends inside Kamogawa Gym, the clearer it becomes that Ippo is not just another member. He is the standard everyone keeps measuring against. When the gym talks about title plans, about timing, about who might take the belt if Ippo steps away, his name is always sitting in the middle of the conversation. That tells you everything. He is the fighter the gym protects, the fighter they depend on, the fighter whose future changes the future of everyone around him. Even when he is not speaking, he shapes the room. Even when he is uncertain, he gives other people something to aim at. That kind of presence is easy to miss if you only look at record books. But inside the gym, it is impossible to ignore. One of the most important things the story reveals about Ippo is that his power is not clean, neat, or safe. His punch is so strong, it seems to bend the rules of normal body mechanics. That sounds like the kind of thing a boxer should be proud of. And he is, but the manga makes sure we see the cost. His pivot leg takes damage. His left leg is badly hurt. His eye needs stitches removed. This is where Ippo's character becomes more than just a hard-working fighter. He becomes a man whose greatest weapon is inseparable from self-destruction. That is what makes him compelling. Every time he throws that punch, he is betting against his own body. Ippo's training scenes matter because they strip away any illusion that his progress comes naturally. He pushes through punishing sessions under Coach Kamogawa, and the coach's own breath control becomes part of the lesson. This is the world Hajime no Ippo keeps building. A place where boxing is not just about being strong once. It is about surviving the same motion again and again until it becomes part of your body. That is why Ippo's stamina matters so much. It is the thing that lets him stay dangerous after the early chaos. But it is also fragile. Once his body starts failing, every round gets harder to survive. The story is telling us that his identity as a boxer is built on endurance that can never be taken for granted. Rivals are one of the best ways to understand Ippo, because the story keeps surrounding him with fighters who express themselves differently. Imai arrives with wealthy background confidence and championship pressure. Manabu pushes for unpredictability. Itagaki wrestles with his own psychological collapse. And Ippo stays Ippo, focused on the next step, the next fight, the next obligation. That can look like hesitation from the outside, but it is actually a form of discipline. He does not waste energy pretending to be someone else. He just keeps moving forward. In a series where so many fighters define themselves through intensity, that restraint becomes its own kind of power. When the gym starts talking about the future of the featherweight title, Ippo's presence becomes bigger than one fighter's career. He is tied to the belt, tied to the hopes of the gym, tied to the emotional logic of what everyone believes Kamogawa Gym can become. That is a burden most boxers never have to carry. Ippo carries it while trying to stay humble. He says he wants to bring the belt back, and the moment lands because it sounds less like a boast and more like a vow. This is what makes him so underrated. He can be the most important person in the room and still sound like he is simply doing what he owes the people around him. Ippo's loyalty is one of his most underrated traits because it is so consistent that people stop noticing how extraordinary it is. He refuses to abandon Kamogawa Gym. He stands by the people around him when things get messy. He supports friends like Umezawa and keeps showing up for the people who need him. In a world where boxing can pull people toward ego, violence, and isolation, Ippo's loyalty is almost radical. The story even uses moments of chaos and crisis around the gym to highlight that emotional anchor. No matter how messy the outside world gets, Ippo remains the person who stays. That steadiness is not loud, but it is essential. One of the smartest things Hajime no Ippo does is let its hero doubt himself. Ippo's quiet internal struggle is not a flaw that needs to be erased. It is what makes him believable. He wonders whether he should chase bigger goals or stay focused on the fight right in front of him. He stands under pressure, sweat on his face, and you can practically feel the weight of every expectation pressing on him at once. But the point is not that he never shakes. The point is that he keeps returning. He keeps training. He keeps preparing. He keeps choosing the ring, even when the ring is starting to look like a place that can break him. So, when people ask who the most underrated boxer in Kamogawa Gym is, the answer becomes clear. It is Ippo Makunuchi. Not because he is secretly the loudest, not because he has the flashiest personality, not because he dominates every scene with swagger. It is because the story keeps revealing how much he carries while still being treated like he is only one thing at a time. He is the punch, he is the pain, he is the loyalty, he is the hesitation, he is the belt, he is the gym's emotional center. And he is also the boy who looks up at the sky and wonders how far he can really go. That combination is what makes him unforgettable. The more you watch him, the more obvious it becomes that his greatness was never simple enough to be fully seen at first glance.